Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Share this video with a friend, and also follow us on Twitter at Brittany Bits. So I just started up the room. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get in here, so that before we begin.
Oh yeah, Brittany, how you doing? You all right?
I'm doing wonderful, Nikki. It's good to hear from you, man. How are you doing?
Oh, do you know what? I'm good. I am good, Brittany. Very good, actually. But I've been flat out all day today working, and yeah, I literally just stopped now, and it's about 7 o'clock. You know, one of those
You
days.
said you were unboxing something?
Well, I've been doing a number of things, really. I mean, we've had some contract stuff to sort out with Ben. I've been to the, I've had, just one of those days, Brittany, basically, where I've had a lot of stuff to do, but all business stuff, all Bitcoin business stuff, yeah. So unboxing, talking to Ben about stuff as well, which has been great. Trying to get stuff done there. We had a 67-page contract we had to look through today because it's going to our solicitors tomorrow. That took freaking ages. So yeah, that's been about it, really.
Wow.
Yeah, yourself?
Yeah, just working, trying to focus on a project that I'm working on. I know we briefly touched on that the last time we spoke.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of trying to figure that all out, and the process. I was actually thinking of documenting that process as we progress with creating that platform or that application that I'm in the process of making right now. I think it would be really interesting to document the process and then put out that information for people to kind of see what it's actually like to go through the motions, the steps of creating a business on Bitcoin, and what it all entails. I'm sure you know firsthand, but for everybody that is kind of sitting on the sidelines, asking themselves, how do I create a business, or how do I make something on Bitcoin? It can be a little intimidating, especially if you don't know what the process looks like.
Oh, it's really good information. It's really good information that people do need. I think you're right, Brittany, because I think a lot of people are sort of a little bit intimidated by it somewhat. Don't know where to start, don't know, what to do, how to find people, or anything of the sort. As it happens, I'm just putting through a job through Genuine Retweets for us, Brittany. I'm going to put out this, let everyone know we're having a chat here, see if anyone wants to come and join us on the old Friday night. Yeah. But
Absolutely.
it's brilliant information, Brittany. I think you're a diamond for putting that out, because we need to instill a bit of confidence in people as well, and just get other people thinking about it and wanting to join in. So that's the sort of thing that could really help with that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one thing to ask somebody else the process in which, oh, what was it like building Genuine Retweets, for example? And I'm sure you could tell me. But if we were able to actually sit and view the actual process as it was occurring, I think that would be very valuable information. Like, how many talks did you have with the developers while you were creating Genuine Retweets? The initial startup sort of aspects of it, and then getting into more of the intricate designs of, like, okay, what is the logo going to look like, what are we going to call this application, so on and so forth. Those are all varying levels of creating a platform, or an application that can be kind of intimidating for somebody that may just have an idea but doesn't really know how to go about making that a reality.
Yeah, and you know what, Brittany, as well, it needs a lot of thought. These things do need a lot of thought. Something as simple as a logo can put a lot of consumers off a product just by having a bad logo, and that could be subconsciously as well. You may have chosen the wrong color. You may have chosen the wrong shapes. Are people putting in that type of thought into their businesses? It needs to be sort of thought about, because what we're finding as we move into the real world is that the people in the real world, they're not as sort of educated with our stuff as we are. So they are looking at brands. They are looking at user interface. They do want something simple, and they do want all nice things, and they expect everything to be singing and dancing just like it is already on the internet, you see.
Well,
So
another, go ahead.
yeah, I'm just saying, Brittany, so it's a really, really good thing that you're doing there. But the other thing is as well, as an entrepreneur, obviously you don't want to give away too much of your your tricks, do you? That's the other
Well,
thing.
and so I was thinking about documenting the process as it occurs, but maybe not releasing that process until somewhat later in the
Yeah.
in the actual, because like I said, right now we're just in the beginning stages. We're talking, we're trying to understand the product, and how we're going to acquiesce new users, and then how do we keep users on that platform, which I think is something that Genuine Retweets has inherently solved, because it obviously solves a problem by helping grow a user base, but it also solves the problem, or not necessarily a problem, but it also helps people to earn money. So you're keeping people on the platform in that sense. And somebody that has an idea for an application or a platform, may have a good idea, but not really have a fundamental understanding of how they're going to be able to keep users on that platform, consistently transacting with that platform. And I think that's another thing that really has to be thought about before getting into the more serious stages of development.
Well, I agree again, Brittany. I'd like to think that the users of if you say the users of the people who are doing the promoting for Genuine Retweets, they must be delighted because they can only earn. They can only earn, by contributing in the fantastic fashion in which they do and helping these businesses move forwards. They can only earn. You can't really spend there. So you're quite right. So when you've got an economy like that, you'd expect people to come back. And we haven't had to do too much marketing in terms of getting people on board because the word spreads very quickly and friends tell friends. And we're absolutely delighted for people. And also, Brittany, where we sit in the market price as well, when you compare us to what's out there, say, for example, Twitter promoted tweets, there's no contest really. So from the other side of it, the businesses are delighted. They get to move forwards. They get to grow and get the word out and stuff. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it all needs to be thought about because sometimes we can get a nice concept in our minds and it sounds like a really good concept and stuff. And then in reality, in the real world of things, you try it and it's dross and it doesn't sort of pan out how you expected it to. And yeah, these things do need to be thought about. I do agree. I do agree.
Well, there's a lot of products on Bitcoin which I find really interesting and really viable. But the problem that I see is there's not enough user retention on these platforms. And I'm not quite sure whether it just has to do with the fact that BSV as a whole right now is a fairly niche community in terms of the broader space, or if it was a problem, say, in the early development stages about how to retain users on those platforms. So looking at other business models currently enacted on BSV, it's a very interesting concept to think, okay, is the problem that people aren't using this more because we need to onboard more users to BSV, or is the problem inherently with the platform itself? And I think there's a big there's a really big distinguishment between those two
You've got to
thoughts.
be. We need as entrepreneurs, we need honesty, and that's one of the dangers of having a few of your say close friends telling you like stuff that you want to hear. Brittany, we've both spoken about that. We've had businesses in the past where you might have had your mates say stuff like, "Oh yeah, it's really good," and you should continue it. But then actually, when you get into the real world of things, other people don't respond the same. It's not quite as appealing to other people as it was to you, sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, when you get in the real world, the market will always speak, I believe, and eventually, if the product's not good enough, then it will have no users. And I believe if the product is good enough, Brittany, then the users will come. But really, if the users aren't coming, we should really, I think, as entrepreneurs, put our hands up and just be honest about it and see what we can do to rectify that situation with entrepreneurial skills, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Face, do you have a question?
Yeah, yeah. So Nikki, well, nice to meet you. I've seen you. The first time I've seen you was on a Satoshi.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I really don't know much about genuine retweets. of course, I should be doing my diligence, but I haven't. And I'm just wondering, is it a for entrepreneurs to brand themselves? And maybe that's why I haven't looked into it too much. Can you explain like the objective of
Yeah,
genuine retweets?
of course I can. Okay, so first of all, there's two words that compromise the name of our business, isn't there? You've got genuine, and then you've got retweets. So when you put those two together, you get the very essence of what our business does. We offer businesses genuine retweets on Twitter. So genuine being not from spam accounts or not from purchased from a warehouse full of mobile phones or something like that. Just good, honest people like us, every single person who's inside this room who wants to earn money by helping these businesses move forward. Now, the people who help the businesses, they don't have to help the businesses. You would only want to help them, or the person, or the individual, if you wanted to help them. And if you do want to help those people, then you can simply do that by helping them on social media. So we've connected the whole API to Bitcoin, and it's just a simple case of if any businesses out there want to grow on social media, we felt that we were being bullied in BSV by other blockchains, and we weren't really sort of allowed to get the word out there. And we also felt that we didn't really have any options for our own businesses to grow. And again, we felt that was, you could almost take that like bullying as well. And if there's one thing I hate, mate, is bullying. And we've gone out there and said, well, the Bitcoin protocol is a very strong piece of technological advancement. And in my opinion, it's too strong for any bullying of any BTC, anything like that. It will overcome that, and we do that with micropayments. We pay people in this room. I can see people that use our business in here. We pay people micropayments to do good things, man. It's as simple as that. So I think I've waffled a bit there, man. Sorry about that. I was looking out the window waffling like some big man there. Let me just put it simple for you. Businesses can get the right people to share their stuff on social media. Simple.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. I honestly, I didn't know exactly what it was, because I use Twitter only for spaces. I don't really. The only time I get on Twitter or say something is, I'm an asshole. I'm a troll myself. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but now I see the benefit of it. That's great. That's real good.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And it's all you don't have to do anything. You can, if you went onto the .com now and had a look on there, you'd see for yourself. You'd see for yourself how simple it is. So if you had a business that wanted to use it, or if you're an individual that wants to get a message out on social media, like for example, the post I've just done for Brittany's spaces tonight, I've just got 50 people to like it. So I've just paid 50 people out there to like the fact that we're doing a show tonight. But I know what 50 people it is. It's the right people. It's the people that I want to pay. You see, because they're all people that are interested in what we do. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
So
100%.
why it's good.
And I
Yeah.
could see, and it scales, because I'm thinking about it, like this is going to scale like immensely in the future.
It has the potential to scale very very large. And what we've done recently, we've given people the opportunities to run white labels in their own personal domains, so that everybody can run their own version of genuine retweets. So for example, I think we put stuff out like Formula One or technology startups. This service would work for other industries. It would just require the people who wanted to support it to get a hand cash wallet, and we could scale this on a very large basis. And we've already started our first one, which is not in the Bitcoin space, and it's actually working quite well. So yeah, there's Bitcoin going around. It does work. It works outside of Bitcoin, if you want to call it that. So where we use the plumbing as technology in the real world. But honestly, it works really, really well. To be honest with you, can't fault it one little bit.
I'm on the site now. Does it only work with hand cash?
At the moment, yes, just with hand cash at the moment, and PayPal.
I think the implementation of PayPal was is a cool move there. So there's like another layer of fiat on ramps there. So you're not the whole, being beholden to simply working with BSV. So that's an interesting concept there too, because you can pay fiat to retweet your anything on Twitter, but then
Yes.
the users that are interacting with those tweets are still earning
BSV. Yeah.
BSV.
Yeah, because remember when we met each other for the first time, Brittany, we were talking about it for ages. I cannot do that on the pound, and it frustrates me. You see, and there you open up the can of worms where I start laying into the pound again, because without BSV, we'd be struggling to pay people. How would we do it? You know, it's shocking. You know, you live in England, you live in a country that's so well developed, and you know, got so many good business people in it, and you can't even send 5 cents on the internet because someone screwed up how the pound was designed. So yeah, you know, Bitcoin protocol has saved us and allows us to do wonderful things and help, you know, people that are putting a lot of work in. You know,
Right.
great. So it's a really good point. And can I just say on the fiat as well? Like, people mustn't be scared of fiat. People mustn't be scared of accepting fiat in a Bitcoin business, because it's still got value, right? Even though I don't like fiat too much, it's still got value, and you can still increase the value of your business, obviously. And there's a load of businesses out there that for another 5 or 6 years maybe won't even know what Bitcoin is, but they want the service. Okay, so we can take their money. We can take their money today, and as you pointed out, Brittany, because of the magic of the white paper, we can pay it out in Bitcoin. It's fantastic. Love it. Love it.
So, so Nikki, I'd love to hear more about the white labels and APIs that you were talking about. Does that make it really easy to like integrate ideas into, you know, applications, and what controls does those white labels give somebody?
Yeah, what we're trying to do with the white label, we're trying to we're trying to encourage other Bitcoiners just to be fruitful and happy in their lives and earn a lot of money. It's as simple as that. We want other people to step forward and earn a lot of money in areas that they really like, using Bitcoin as the plumbing, which I believe is what Craig Wright has been talking about for quite some time now, or at least that's how we perceive it when he says it over and over again. So we do exactly what he says. We use micropayments in a system where we can help other people. So let's just say somebody wanted to start a version of Genuine Retweets that was specifically for technology startups, right? So they wanted to focus on the area of technology startups. The technology that we have will already work for that industry on Twitter, because it's really big on Twitter. You simply need a Twitter account where you explain to people, this is the account where we now support technology startup industry. You would canvas for a load of people to follow that account, just like we did at Genuine Retweets. And then you would set your own prices in your white label, and you would give those prices to members of the technology startup industry, who incidentally can pay in fiat, and also incidentally they don't want to pay the low prices that we charge on Genuine Retweets. They will laugh at you. They want to pay 5x them prices because it's a bit embarrassing for them, right? So it will give a person the ability to do that, and run that business where we provide all of the code, because you know we've through learning over the last 9 or 10 months, we've perfected the code really for other people to benefit from. It'd be quite easy for us, Brittany, to venture into many areas now, but we want the people who are passionate about those areas to step forwards, take their own version of Genuine Retweets, and go and support an industry that's really dear to them, like what we're doing at the moment. It's just a massive opportunity for people. It's on a plate. It uses the Bitcoin technology, but it's going to take entrepreneurial people who pretty much want to be in profit quite quickly, because I can tell you it's something now with the Genuine Retweets business model, the profits come in thick and fast. So yeah, it's a really good opportunity, loads of fun. In terms of workload, no, once you've got it up and running, you've got some followers doing the promoting, and you've got some businesses using it, no, there won't be much of a workload for you, apart from perhaps 3 to 4 hours a day. But in and around that, you'll be the owner of the best brand new marketing technology in any industry that you want, and people will be eating out of the palm of your hands. It's as simple as that. So you'll be a legend for at least 24 months in any industry you want, using the Bitcoin protocols. They don't realize out there what we can do. They don't realize out there what we can do with marketing to help other people, because we've got Bitcoin. So that's fine by me. We'll sort it out. They can pay fiat, and then when they ask me questions in 2 years, I'll tell them. But that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Brittany. Really good opportunity for anyone who wants it.
Yeah. So I guess more on that. It sounds like the white labels may be a cheaper route in some instances. What are the requirements or costs associated with the white label? How much of a fee does Genuine Retweets take, like percentage wise?
The deal we put down on the table at the moment is 50 grand up front, right? Okay, so that buys you your white label. Yeah, you provide the domain name, you provide all the text and all that, the function, you know, all the fonts and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, right. And then we take 15% on a monthly basis of your turnover, which pays for the upkeep of the technology, you could say, but also helps us develop as a business as well, so we can grow. So, and also just to let you know, Brittany, the profit margins are phenomenal, especially in other areas where they don't pay Bitcoin prices. In other areas, yeah, they don't pay bootstrap prices, right? The sort of prices that people in BSV want to charge, no, people in the real world pay 100x them, and they don't even bat an eyelid, right? So you can march into any industry you want and have a beautiful profit margin per unit, right? And on a daily basis, do very, very well in a number of different industries. So the 50,000 is negotiable. We're just trying to find out who's serious and who's not serious, because we put a lot of work in and we don't want time wasters messing us around. So you have to be serious. It's negotiable, the 50K, and so is the percentage as well. So if someone said to us, for example, well, can I pay more of a sum and we can do less of a percentage, or blah, 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 you know, we're up for discussions. We're just more trying to find out who's serious. Yeah, and we're also trying to find out if the person who's requesting the white label, do they have a passion for it? You know, have they got a history of it? Is it something they really, you know, they care about, they want to contribute towards? Because obviously it's within our jurisdiction to want them to be successful as a business, right? Because if they're successful, then we're successful
Then you
as
are
well.
successful as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
go ahead.
well, that's pretty much it, Brittany. I mean, that's about it. Yeah.
No, it sounds really good. Robin, do you have something to say?
So I joined a few minutes late, so forgive me if you already covered this, but I think it'd be super valuable for Nikki to share what Genuine Retweets really does, so the audience.
Yeah. He kind of went over that like first thing with.
Well, it's all right. It's all right.
Face.
We can go over it again, Robin. It's no problem. I mean, first of all, yeah, we're astonished that people even ask that question, right? We're absolutely bemused when people ask that question. It's a fair question. I'm not having a dig, but we thought with the title of the business that we chose that there would be very, very unlikely for people to ask that question, because we feel it's written all over our business, right? So. You know, Robin, we're literally what it says on the tin. Like, we literally want to provide businesses with genuine engagement, right? Maybe we should have called it genuine engagement, you know, because effectively we were designed for crypto Twitter because we felt we were being a bit bullied by all the other blockchains. We weren't getting a voice out there.
Right.
We didn't have any options. Like Ben and I both care about other businesses in the space. We want them to have a fair chance of getting out there, as we've proven with BSV app testers. So, you know, we set out this really, it was always about TDXP, but then as soon as we found out that we could use it for everybody else, that's it. Perfect. We went for it. Genuine engagement for what would, I suppose you could say, people in our space predominantly. Perhaps you might want to put that onto the blockchain space, because other blockchains do use it. You know, we've had Ethereum use and we've had BTC use. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, genuine engagement, Robin, just giving people a fair chance to get out there on Twitter, because we haven't got any other options really that work. So,
okay, but if we have people listening that are not blockchain familiar or not our BSV like network per se, like how does it work? Right? Obviously, Genuine Retweets is self-explanatory, but like, how does it work? What's the benefit? Walk us through it.
What's the benefit of what?
How does it work, and why should people use it? And you know.
Well, yeah, it works by giving a business the opportunity to boost something on crypto Twitter, where Twitter is the most prevalent place for cryptocurrency, which is why we chose only Twitter, and why I maintain that we're not a full-on marketing company that's got our fingers in all sorts of pies. We went for crypto Twitter specifically because that's the domain that I work in, right?
Yeah.
So anybody who works in that domain who wants to get the best engagement, that's what we provide for the best price. So we've got the best quality engagement for the best price, and we pay the best people that understand what those businesses do and really want them businesses to do well, like genuinely want them to do well. So you've got the right people sharing the right stuff for the right people for the right price at the right time whenever the client decides, really, to sum it up. Does that help?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
All right, cool. So I wanted to open up the room. If anybody has any questions, feel free to raise your hand, or you can send me a DM and we'll get you up here. Base, do you want to say something?
Yeah, thanks, firstly, Brittany, for hosting this space, and Nikki for taking the time out of your day to sit down and talk with us. It's really nice to have you in spaces, Nikki. You're not here enough. Yeah, Nikki, I really love what you built. It's incredible. I sing it from the rooftops as often as I can. And I notice you like whenever like you explain it to me, at least in back channels, like you explained it like this arose out of you finding a solution to a typical problem. And I find that personally rare in the BSV space. It seems like everybody else in the BSV space is developing a product in search of a problem, in search of a problem. Like it's not a solution. So for the people out there in this space who really want to maybe try their hand at business or entrepreneurship, what kind of advice would you give to people who might want to take a dive into business ownership in the BSV space and yeah, not mess it up?
Cool. I mean, that's good, Dan. I like that. You know, I like that question, and thank you for your nice comments as well. It's really kind of you, man. And thanks for helping our business as well, because we see you doing some of the work as well, and all those clients really appreciate it. I have to live, man, and you know, I've been in situations before in business where you know I've had to live, and you have to make money. So you have to make money from the offset, from the word go, from when you know from the throw of that ball and the swing of the bat. You have to make money, otherwise I'll get kicked out of my house. So I'm under a pressure to find businesses which work today. I don't have 3 years to wait for everyone to get into the Bitcoin before I can say, well, my business is working now. Because if I do that, then it will be a terrible situation in my life, right? So the first thing is, yeah, I mean, pressure. I mean, if you're not under pressure, you know, you might not get that out of yourself, right? Now you're right. Armin gave us very clear directives in TDXP at the start. He said you're responsible for this pillar. If this pillar fails, our business fails. So Genuine Retweets was born out of the fear of that pillar of TDXP failing, which was my pillar, and I was never going to let that happen in a million years. So we just kept trying stuff until we found something. But then when we started to approach it as a business, Daniel, to conclude your question there, we looked at demand and profit, you know, demand and profit. There was no geeking out. There was no profound conversation. There was no, can I speak in an intelligent manner? There was, right, I think there's this much demand from these people that need these people to help them, because we cannot get out there on crypto Twitter, and we need to do something. Otherwise, we're all in trouble. So that was where we had a bit of a nice moment, because we looked at proper demand. Will we actually get use out of this business? And we kept concluding yes. On all scenarios, we were concluding yes. So I think people need to be a bit more honest out there and ask themselves, is it just us that like this and a small group of people that like this? Or is this ready for the general public, and is there demand for it? And if there is demand for it, is there profit? Is there actual, can you actually make profit? Like, you know, you look at some of the business models in BSV. If my business partner's going to approach me with them particular models and those numbers, Daniel, there would be trouble, right? Because although I mess around online and I have a laugh and a joke and I can be a bit naughty and stuff, when it comes to business, I go dead serious. And as soon as those numbers come on the table, mate, I switch on. You can ask Ben, you know, I completely switch and turn into a completely different animal, right? So it's not a joke, mate. I think people should really ask themselves, like, is there proper demand in today's business? You know, and within that demand, you know, is there scope to make profit? And if there is scope to make profit, you know, can you have the work rate to put it all together? And in our position, Dan, with no help really, with just sheer hard work. I mean, Ben was doing a lot of the coding with a full-time job, and you know, I'm also working for TDXP as well. So you know, a bit of elbow grease and a good idea and just a bit of honesty, I think, would answer your question there.
How much since you've launched Genuine Retweets, how well has it worked for the original idea of it in terms of what it's done for TDXP so far?
Oh, I mean, TDXP absolutely love Genuine Retweets because of how much it's done for our business. It's just helped us tenfold get the word out there very, very quickly. We've surpassed all of our, excuse me, my personal targets at the start. We surpassed them a lot quicker than what we thought we would. A lot of it down to the help of stuff on social media, and there's business savvy people in our space that do use the service on a regular basis because they know it works. They know it works better than anything out there. So there's even people who you could argue that we don't necessarily get on well with, like the Frog. He uses it. We're glad he uses it. We want him to do well from it. But I think you've got a good concept or a good business when there's people that don't necessarily like you personally. That actually use the service, because on a business context, when they can remove themselves from that emotion, they realize that will lead them to net profit, which is effectively what I think most decent business people were looking for as at least as a short-term goal anyway.
Robin, did you have something to add?
No, sorry.
So Nikki,
I just like to keep the microphone on so I can laugh and chime in.
Oh, I see. Yeah, again, if anybody wants to jump up and ask questions, please feel free to raise your hand. We'll get you up here. But Nikki, so aside from adding the new implementation of like PayPal on-ramp for Genuine Retweets, what other implementations do you guys plan to utilize in the future to help scale the business?
Yeah, at the moment we're just focusing on these white labels, Brittany. We need to get people in who want to work, because imagine if we can get another 10 more Genuine Retweets, then that's not just $25,000 that's been paid out in 10-cent micropayments. Yeah, that could be $250,000 paid out in 10-cent payments, which is $250,000, and that's assuming all of those versions of Genuine Retweets kept the same price as what we did, which would be farcical. But worst case scenario, that's what we could be dealing with here. It depends if people want Bitcoin to work or not, and if people want us to use this plumbing out there in the real world. But we were very much focused on the white label side of things now. We're giving people this opportunity of their own, people who want to get involved in Bitcoin and actually be successful, fruitful, and make themselves a lot of profit, really. So focused on that. We've also got our own version that we've launched in the real world as well. That's up and running now. So we need to start putting a lot of work into that as well. There's a lot. There's 3 of us in total, as we've discussed already, but there's 2 of us doing most of the work. But it's quite a heavy workload for 2 of us to cope with. Yeah. So at some point we have to look at perhaps added members to the team as well in some way, shape, or form. There's a question from someone as well. I just saw a hand. Dan, go on, Dan.
Hey, okay. Thanks a lot for letting me ask another question, Nikki. I do recall some time ago we were on Clubhouse, doing demonstrations of Genuine Retweets, and each time it was like the response was like jaws hitting the floor. Like businesses were just amazed at how quickly their posts got engagement, and some of these businesses never seen a lick of engagement on their Twitter profiles before that. So I think like a lot of people, when they hear about Genuine Retweets, they see it from the angle of the promoter as opposed to the angle of the business owner. So for those out there who are thinking, maybe, should I get a white label? Can I do a white label? Is there something like maybe cannabis or tech sector startups and all that I could probably jump into? What would you say to these people to kind of allay their fears and say, hey, man, like this is something that people really, really want. Like it's an easy sell.
If anyone wants money in their pocket to spend on fucking Gucci and Prada or whatever you want to spend it on, then this is a very viable opportunity, which if someone put this in front of my freaking face, I'd be dancing for joy. But I understand business, Dan. right? And I have done for many years now, because that's what I've been into for a long, long time. You could, you know, you ask my mum, she will tell you I was selling stuff at school, 13 years old, right? Harping on about profit, yeah? So it for me, it's a gift horse, yeah? It's an absolute gift horse for anyone who loves an area. Can people think beyond Bitcoin is the question. Can they think beyond Bitcoin? Or is it forever going to be, we're in a small bubble of Bitcoin, you know, and that's it. We don't go beyond these four walls. It's fair enough, but we're already out of Bitcoin, using Bitcoin in the real world, and people love it. And people are stopping me in my local town about it already, yeah? And we haven't had a chance to push it because there's been a few little things that happen with a couple of wallets and stuff which caused us problems, which these problems are very difficult to explain to people on the street outside my house because none of them know about Bitcoin, yeah? So we've had a few little teething problems like that. But apart from that, Dan, it works fantastic in the real world. And we foresee making much better money with the area that we've chosen than we do in the BSV area. Much, much, much more money. You know, so if anyone's looking at Genuine Retweets now and thinking, oh, that looks like a successful, yes, it is successful, blah, 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 but it's not my level, guys. Yeah, it's not what I'm looking for. My level is 20, 50, a million fold beyond Genuine Retweets. And with the Bitcoin protocol, I think I'll thrive as an entrepreneur because, you know, I've got many more ideas. But Dan, let me stay on the original question. I mean, it's a gift horse, right? Do you know? Do you want to contribute to an area that you love, using a technology that no one knows about, that makes you a hell of a lot of net profit every day, where you don't have to code it or anything? That's what's at stake. If people don't understand that, then I think Bitcoin's in trouble. If we can't find people that, well, we can, because we've found quite a few people. But I'm just saying, like, it'd be nice to find a few more people. You know, but can we find a few more people that want to contribute, that believe that they can contribute to an area that they really like, that's popular on Twitter? Simple as that. Because there's other areas on Twitter that are popular apart from crypto. Yeah. And if they are identified and they need to grow, which the answer is probably yes, they do, these people will love you. These people will love you. And you'll find in the real world, what they're going to say to you is, well, can you do these 20 jobs a month, please? Yeah, there's the money for them 20 jobs. And then can you also run our Twitter account as well, right? We'll pay you £1,500 a month to run your Twitter account as well. So you get the £1,500 to run their Twitter account, which means 2 tweets a day. And then one of those tweets you boost. Yeah, the weekends you don't do anything. And then, you know, so you get 10 clients like that, you know, just on their running their Twitter accounts alone, you'll be on a lot of money. You know, you should be on quite a significant amount of money just every single month off the strength of sending 2 tweets a day for 10 different companies, let alone boosting their tweets, because that will be on top. So depends, Dan, it depends who wants money, right? Who wants loads of Bitcoin? I mean, the amount of Bitcoin we've earned now from Genuine Retweets surpasses the Bitcoin that I've purchased by you. It's laughable, mate, right? We have earned a lot more Bitcoin than we've ever purchased now, to the point where I don't think about what I own in Bitcoin anymore. In fact, if I had zero today, I wouldn't care, because I know how to earn it now. But honestly, Dan, it's a gift horse in the mouth. There's a lot of money at stake for someone. To the people who do it, they're going to really like us because they'll see how easy it is. And for the people in their industry that they care about and love, well, they're going to be loved, because everybody will just, you know, like it's beginning to treat us now in our little industry. They really like you.
Yeah, just a couple more things and I'll cede the floor. Nikki, I love what you said about, like, you know, managing people's Twitter accounts. I don't think that people really think, you know, on what's written in the instructions like that. So I think people should really be taking notes when you talk. Secondly, when you were mentioning if you want something that's coded out the gate, you know, get this white label, da da da. What can somebody who's interested in a white label, what can they expect? Say, like, they're doing very well in their chosen area, and they're like, okay, you know what? Like, I have an idea of building this out a little bit further. What kind of supports can they get from the Retweets team? Is it ongoing or is it a one-time thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you see what our development team have done in the admin panel, I'll tell you something, mate. You salute the guys' special team. We've got a Genuine Retweets, highly talented coders in many different coding languages, and the diligence and their approach. Yeah, the testing and the way they approach their work and what they put in is just brilliant. So they want an easy ride for everybody. We don't want any complaints or nothing. We want an easy ride for all of our clients, which means if you're an entrepreneur and you do not care about coding, yeah, which is a big thing in Bitcoin, Daniel, there's a lot of people that are intimidated because they're not a coder. Well, I'm not a coder and we're smashing it, and so can you guys. You don't have to have the code, right? But there's ongoing support with everything. We even put in a clause, Daniel, that says something like if you get less than 95% uptime, we refund some of the monthly fee or something like that, right? We've put in clauses like that just to give the customer peace of mind. But in terms of the coding and everything, the back end and how you manage it, how you manage the members, how you manage the people who are banned, the people who are blocked, the Twitter accounts that bans, the handles, the handcash handles, the way that you can categorize people, that you look at their Twitter accounts and you see, are these going to be valuable for my clients? Are they not? Okay. Do they need to behave a little bit better? We've got different categorizations for every single client. And every single person who has an admin panel backend white label will have that control. And that's another reason why the clients will love you, because they will see that you've only got the best quality people doing the work. And they love that. They absolutely love that. So yeah, ongoing support on a plate. We provide all the codes. In terms of the development and roadmap and stuff, yeah, we provide a roadmap, Daniel. So we've got a roadmap of things that we want to implement and the direction we want to go in, so everybody's clear. And then if any of the white label people suggest things that become significant in our business, then they will be compensated accordingly as well.
That's very cool. Thanks a lot for answering those questions. And Brittany, thanks for hosting the space. Very much appreciated.
Oh, you're welcome, Dan. So Nikki, I think it might be a good idea if you could touch on the Genuine Retweets referral system and how that works. I was thinking personally, perhaps Genuine Retweets should implement some kind of like custom link that automatically inputs the referral code, because oftentimes by the time someone signs up, they forget to manually add that person, refer to them. So I was hoping to get maybe your insights on that.
Yeah, the reason why we've done it the way we did, it was actually a solution to what we're finding in the real world. Having been in the business in the real world for 2 months now, there's a number of things that we're learning about the real world when people are trying to use all of this. And that was actually a reaction to stop a problem that's occurred in the real world. And in the real world, good luck to all the businesses that are going to go out there and start trying to explain this to people that don't care about it. Good luck to all of you, right? So what's happening with our business in the real world is that out of every 7 people, there's one sort of geeky person, right, who gets it, right? And they are like just besotted with it from day one. But it tends to be like 1 out of every 7 people. So what that one person's doing is going around to all these goons individually and sitting down with them and saying, well, this is how you do it. This is what you, and then these guys, oh, right, I see. Yeah. So we're giving that person the opportunity to sit next to their friends and say, right, while you're there, give me your phone because I'm going to put in my hand cash into your referrer. You see? So at the moment, it's more designed for the bigger use that we've got, which is in the real world. Yeah. And it's working because some of the lads have been doing it, right? And they've already been doing it into their mates because they know how much money's coming, because they get it. They get what's going on because they've been doing the jobs, you see. So we designed it for them, Brittany, but I hear what you're saying. I will speak to Ben about that, because obviously for the Bitcoin people, yeah, a link like that would be nice, or like you say, something where it automatically does it. I agree with you. I should raise that with Ben. But that's why it's designed the way it is. It's designed so person A can sit next to all their 7 or 8 friends who don't know what they're doing and one by one sort of put it in. Because really in this type of business, you're in a race to get your first, say, 300-400 people. What people misunderstand, like the guy that I was talking to online today, he goes on about these 10,000 people and stuff. It doesn't work like that. Number one, there's certain things with the Twitter APIs that restrict you from growing as quickly as you want to do, right? And number two, for anybody on Twitter to get, say, 150 retweets is very big, right? Even some big businesses do not get 150 retweets. So some people think it's all about, you know, can I do a job where 10,000 people? Well, if you do that, you blow the Twitter API and you get kicked off, and they go, see you, bye bye, right? All because you wanted to get to your 10,000. But if you just be realistic and you say, well, name me a business in the BSV space that requires more than 100 retweets at the moment, as we stand at the moment, 100 whole retweets. Yeah. And then you look out there at some of the businesses that get 100 retweets. You know, you're looking at sometimes I look at Google and places like that, and you think, you've had 65 retweets. What is that? Right. So, you know, it's just people don't understand the model at the moment. And I don't think there's a deep understanding of how things run on social media at the moment. And I think there's a lack of understanding that Bitcoin can serve many areas apart from the ones that are being put forward by a very small amount of people, quite frankly. You know, it's got good use case in many industries right now today. Like we've got business ideas, Brittany, that make a lot of money. And as soon as I get my chance, I'll tell you, people are getting taken out. Big people as well, big ones, you know, because they can't withstand. Unless they learn quickly, they're in trouble. It's mad. And even like big marketing companies, they're either going to have us as one of their main arms of doing business, or, you know, there's going to be a bit of a compromise, unfortunately, and someone's technology is going to fail, and I don't think it's going to be our micropayments, actually. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting out there. It's going to be very interesting because it does work. Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess a little bit more on that real quick. How much does the referral system pay? Like, why would somebody even in the real world be trying to shill it and get people on? How much are they?
Yeah.
You know,
It's 5%. So we add on 5%, right? So any of the people's payments that go through that you've introduced, you get an additional 5% of their value. So whatever they do as a job, you get 5% of that. So we don't take 5% off them, yeah, because of the margins that we spoke about before. We're at liberty to do little things like this and make people happy, you see, by doing things like that. So you get an extra 5%. So in the business model of something like Genuine Retweets and all the ones that are going to start cropping up now in many different industries, right? Can you imagine if you've introduced, say, 75 of the first, 400 people that get it the quickest, that are going to be forever using it for the next 3 years, and you've introduced, say, 65 or 70 of them, right? And we're working in areas where it's not going to be bootstrapped like BSV. Yeah, there ain't going to be people crying about a $35 bill where we're working. They'll be laughing at us and shoving that sort of money down our throats in hors d'oeuvres at fancy restaurants, right? So, you know, yeah, it's yeah, pretty much that, really.
It sounds more or less like the business model here is from an entrepreneurial standpoint with you, Nikki. It just sounds like, hey, look, hey, I've got real world need to create money. How do I get out there and create money? And then while I'm trying to create and generate revenue, how do I promote this to the common user? And it almost sounds like you're trying to push this sense of like, making Bitcoin, putting Bitcoin into people's pockets where they don't even realize that they're interacting.
They haven't got a clue. Brittany, the guys that we're doing it to now, they haven't got a clue. They have not got a clue. It's so funny. But what they do know is that they're valuable and then they've earned something, right? And that does something to them as a person as well. It actually affects their confidence as a person. It does. I've seen it on every single person. They love it. Hold on. Have I just been paid? Yeah, mate, you've been paid. Well, why did I get paid? Well, you got paid because you've done an important job, because this person needs you. This person needs you. And you've stepped up when they needed you. And you've turned up and you've done a great job. They just can't believe it. And what they find really hard to believe is pretty much 99% of them have said, oh, we were under the impression we have to go somewhere to get a voucher or something. I was like, no, guys, you've done the work there. It happens there. They can't believe it, Brittany. They cannot believe it. So the good news is for everybody in this room is that there's a bunch of goons in my local town, right, who don't even know they love Bitcoin, but they absolutely love Bitcoin because they cannot believe it, because they've never seen anything like it, right? One of the funniest things we had, Brittany, I'll tell you a real funny story, right? Well, maybe not that funny, but I'll try, yeah. You know, we had this one guy, and he signed up for the bloody thing. And I might have mentioned this on our show, but he signed up for the bloody thing, and where he's never logged in with a wallet before, he's complained because he didn't know how he got into what we told him to get to. So he was where we told him to go because he'd logged in with his wallet, but his brain couldn't process that he's logged in with his wallet because it's never happened to him before. Fancy that, you see? So we had to change the whole damn thing, and we had to explain to people, hello guys, you're going to log in with a wallet. And when you log in with your wallet, be rest assured that this is the best way we can pay you and the quickest. It's like that. You have to speak to them like that. I'm serious, because they don't log in with wallets. And that's just one example of many that if we're going to break into the real world, these are the things we have to overcome. And the quicker we, in my opinion, we try and do it and get stuck into it and go for it, the better, the quicker we learn this stuff. The stuff that we're learning now, Ben and I are learning now from the real world, we plan to sell that consultation for good money, because even the things I've told you today that we've learned, people are going to have to learn this the hard way. I'm telling you, like we did.
Yeah, no, I hear you 100%. I don't think the onboarding of regular users is that much more difficult in terms of getting them to understand the concept of a wallet when a lot of the newer generation is already using basically what you could refer to as fiat wallet in things like Cash App and stuff.
Yeah,
so
the younger ones get it. I wholeheartedly agree. The younger ones get it so much quicker. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I know we're getting up here to the top of the hour. I wanted to go ahead and see if there was anybody that wanted to come up and ask some questions.
Yeah, go for it.
What was that?
Yeah, go for it, guys. If anyone's got any questions, really, go for it. Just put your hand up and come and have a chat and ask something if you like. Nope. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Come on, guys, it's Friday night over here. Ask a question. Yeah, could be a question about BSV. It could be a question about life. It's up to you. No, I'm joking. If you want to ask a question, guys, please do. But Brittany, thanks for this again. It's nice to have a chat about the business and stuff. But hopefully, people can just begin to understand that there are BSV businesses that can work in the real world. And I really want to get that message out there as quickly as possible, because I believe if we get that message out quicker, then we have more chance of BSV succeeding and everybody getting their Lamborghini. If all you listeners want a Lamborghini, I tell you what, guys, push me forward, right? Because I'll smash a fucking Lamborghini into everyone's pocket if you give me the chance. I will. I will, guys.
All right, yeah, Tesla maybe.
Teslas and Lamborghinis, yeah, all you can eat. I mean it, guys. I mean it. Push us
Nikki,
forward. Entrepreneurs like me will smash it. I'm telling you.
Nikki, did you take funding or did you bootstrap?
This was all just bootstraps. Yeah, so no funding. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. He's got another question from D. He's come again. Go on, D.
Yeah, sorry, I'm chock full of questions. Nikki, for the person out there who's an influencer, right? This guy has many followers, or girl, and they're like, well, I think I deserve a little bit more than everybody else. For that person, I mean, personally, I would recommend that person take advantage of the Genuine Retweets referral system. But yeah, would you agree with me on that?
Well, it depends. I mean, look, the thing is, yeah, right? The first port of call, in my opinion, is the business who are spending the money and what they want. That's where we always start, right? Now, every single business that we've spoken to wants attention, and they're not too bothered where that attention comes from. But if there's two places to get that attention, and one costs $1,000 and one costs $100, but they both get the same attention, we don't have to continue the conversation because we know what's going to happen, right? Yeah. So the thing is with influencers, I mean, yes, they can use our service, and if I was them, I would be using our service, and anybody can use our service and turn themselves. Look at I invest with Diego. He's helped his influencer status simply by using our service. But what the influencers are probably worried about with something like Genuine Retweets is businesses have realised that they don't really need influencers when they've got something like Genuine Retweets, because they're only getting the same people that the influencers would have got if they'd have used the influencers, except the influencers have just charged them a lot more. you know? So we're giving businesses a fairer chance, and not all small businesses can afford influencers, right? So that's another thing about Genuine Retweets. We appeal to small businesses who've got a budget of, say, $80. You know, if you've got a budget of $80, you can actually try a business on Twitter with Genuine Retweet. You can try it. You know, there's not many services out there where you can actually try a business for $80.
Which
and
should
get
be
decent...
every damn startup and every crypto company there is.
Well,
Literally.
you could say that, yeah. You know, so yeah, that's it, Dan. Yeah, I mean, but going back to the influencers, yeah, I mean, perhaps there is scope to have some sort of thing where, you know, we can pay influencers a different rate. We've tried it before. We tried it with a few BSV influencers. No one really took us up on the deal. But perhaps in other areas it might work even better. But you know,
Maybe this is how you onboard Elon Musk to BSV.
Possibly. I don't think he needs the money, Robin, but
yes, but he understand he'll take another revenue stream, right? And then he'd understand the real Bitcoin.
When we first done this, you'll hate this, right? You'll hate this, but when we first done this, I was like, look, I wouldn't mind working with Twitter. I have got no personal problem working with Twitter because business development's my thing, right?
Yeah.
So if I could help businesses on Twitter, I'd be very proud to do so. But you know, as soon as I mention BSV, they're going to have a bit of a problem or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But when we first thought of it, I wanted to work with Twitter. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to serve all different businesses on Twitter using this technology because I think people deserve it. I know how hard it is to do a business, and I just think people deserve it. You know, because there's just nothing where you can have a good, fair chance, Robin. Like just a chance, you know, just a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you take somebody like that who gets probably the most amount of retweets, right? Like, I could just imagine that would be insane. Maybe you should start a campaign. Let me ask you this: where do you market right now? How do you market? Because like what I'm thinking is you start a campaign telling people like, don't pay a full-time, you know, community manager or whatever. Like, just, you know, for $80 a month, try this and see the results that you get. Like something like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Robin. And what we've been finding in those scenarios is working alongside those community managers. You know, just becoming an extra cost on their bill rather than getting them all sacked because.
Well,
unfortunately,
not getting them sacked, but like that's a powerful message. If you're saying, hey, maybe you're a startup, maybe you haven't hired a community manager yet, right? Like, try this to get going, right?
Of course,
like,
I agree.
I just see such a huge need for it out there, and you know, most people don't know it exists yet.
Well, if you're bootstrapped now, I could not agree more. Like, you're in a position where you might not need that for a few months if you didn't want to have it. You know, and even in a scenario where you're a bigger business and perhaps you have got that sort of thing, the community manager will have a budget. They'll have a budget, and they'll just say, "Well, you know what, boss, can we have another $600 a month for these guys and these guys and these guys?" And you know, before you know it, you just become a part of their marketing department. Because what I've learned with marketing people, Robin, in the real world when we've been working, is that the less we steal their glory and the less we steal their. They're all kind of enigmatic people, good-looking enigmatic people, and all that sort of stuff. And the more we kind of stay in the background and kind of go, well, you take the numbers, we'll stay in the background. We don't get then the more they can say to their boss, well, look at the numbers, boss. Look at the numbers. They go, and we stay in the background. But we don't care because we're getting paid. We're getting paid, eh? So we don't care.
Right. All right, then I'll rephrase it. Maybe you should just go find all the social community managers and just target them specifically.
We could. I mean, what it is, Robin, right? We have put white labels on a plate for people now. Yeah. So what we're looking for now is people that love areas, whatever that may be: baseball, basketball, cooking, Formula One, technology startups. You know, there's all sorts of examples we gave on the message when we told everyone about the white labels. We just need people who want to work in Bitcoin now to step forward because it's all on a plate. We're actually ready to go. You know, you could be earning money within 3 weeks of now, sort of thing. So we just need those people that want to do it now. And we'll find out. You know, we'll find out in Bitcoin if we've got people that want to do it or whether it's everyone's happy sort of debating and talking and chatting, you know?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I love it.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You've come a long way, baby.
We're trying, eh? You know, Robin, we're trying. I mean, the thing is, I believe in the technology. It's brilliant. It really, I'm an entrepreneur,
a great solution. Right? Yeah, it really is.
Honestly, I'm an entrepreneur. I feel like it's my lucky. It's my lucky day every day because of this technology. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what you can do, and really, it's micropayments, right? For us anyway. How we use the pounds. You cannot do them. You can't do micropayments. What else can we do? Well, well, we've got no choice. This is the best. So now we've got the best. We just find all these businesses now that want to use us. We've got our own little industry. There's no, as far as Ben and I are concerned, we're like, we've got no excuse here. We can't fail now. It's all right.
And you're literally doing what Craig discusses, right? Like, you talk about how your product helps people in the poorest countries, and his whole thing is, let's onboard 5 billion people and start with the people in the poorest countries. I mean, the reason and that's exactly what your business is doing. So although micropayments at great scale someday is going to mean a shit ton of money to people, right now those little micropayments are making a huge difference to people in
Robin,
the impoverished world.
But I can show you less. Yeah, go on.
But I was just going to say, the thing that made me fall in love with Bitcoin was that, like, it creates sovereign freedom for every human being on this planet, and it creates economic opportunity for everyone. If they have internet or a smartphone, they have opportunity at their fingertips to make money, even with things like what you're doing, right? And that's like, your business is doing that.
Do you know what, Robin? I'm so glad you said that, because that's touched me what you said there, because I've got letters that I can show you. I don't sort of brag about this stuff, right?
No, you should.
But
you should, because when you said
right?
that on Twitter, it like hit me. Yeah.
I've got letters I will show you where people have told us through our business how we've changed their families' lives, because they live in a country where what they're earning is actually quite unbelievable, right? Yeah. And I wasn't expecting it.
Right.
And then
that's
one
why
day
it's so beautiful.
It's mad. It's mad. It makes your eyes water, and it is. It makes I had a whole day of like thinking about my life, and like, you're lucky, Nick. You've got this. You've got that. I was kind of beating myself up over it in a way. Yeah.
If you can impact one life, you're lucky, right? I mean, seriously,
I had that moment. I had that moment of, damn. Yeah. But on it, no, I'm serious, Robin. I mean, seriously, it's happened quite a few times now where people depend on us, and that's why the other day when the payments stopped, a couple of those same people were absolutely fuming.
Right.
Yeah, because they sort of need it now.
Yeah. They become dependent on that income.
That's what I'm saying. So you're right. So there are people in the economies where they can really benefit from this, and they're just as valuable as everybody else in this instance, because their numbers and how they talk on social media and what they've been doing is what we're looking for in a general category of, you're brilliant for what we do. You're so helpful. Come here. We need you. So that's it. If you fall into that, you fall into that. I mean, some people have been turned away, both from the third world, from the second world, from the first world. But on the contrary, we have people from the third world, second world, first world, whatever you want to call it, in the books as well, that do what our clients need. So it's brilliant. You're so right. You've put it so eloquently, Robin. You have, anyone in any economic circumstance. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And I can, the example I use is, I don't care if you're an 11-year-old kid in a Syrian refugee camp. Like, if you have internet or a smartphone, right, you have that opportunity at your fingertips. So amen. We need this, in 10 years and 20 years, we'll have a lot of these businesses doing those types of things, but you're definitely one of the first that's helping people in the most impoverished areas.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you've got to also consider, right? I mean, if you look at some of the businesses that they can use in the space, right, they probably can't afford to use them as well. Right. So at least with our one, it's just a case of, you can literally come in and earn some money, and you can sometimes maybe get up to, a lot of people have said stuff like, I've got myself together, $25 on genuine retweets. I've started testing some of these Bitcoin apps, but up until that point, they couldn't afford it.
Right.
So there's that as well. It's like getting people
forward. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Reinvest into the ecosystem. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. So, it's definitely, Robin, it's helping us all. It's helping the businesses. It's the people who are doing the tweeting that, do you know what, one of the best things about it, Robin, if you want to cry, I'll make you cry, right?
You already did.
Right. I'll tell you what's really, really nice, and something that's really important to me, right, is I've noticed that the people who use our business, their confidence levels and their personalities have gone through the roof, right? The people who's doing all the sharing, the promoting, not all of them, but there's certain people that were really, really quiet people that have really come out of their shells, and they're chatty, talking, sticking their chests out, confident, happy, proud, thriving. Thriving, right? And that personally is like, if I'm correcting that, maybe I'm seeing something that isn't true, but it would appear to me that there's certain people that used to be really quiet people. You never hear boo from them. Now they're cracking jokes with me. They're taking the piss. They're having a laugh. They're all bubbly. They're chatting away. They're getting involved. I see them talking to other people in the space now, and a lot of that comes with being recognised, Robin, as a person. Well, hold on a minute. I'm quite important. Yeah, I'm quite important. Hold on a minute. And I've had that revelation. Brilliant.
Yep. Mother
So
Teresa, what was one of her famous quotes? She said like the worst thing. I'm not going to say it as eloquently, but like basically her concept was like, it's not being poor, it's not being like terrorized. It's like the worst thing a human could feel is like insignificant, right? Being ignored.
yeah, yeah.
So you're giving them this sense of hope, and you're giving them a sense of belonging, and yeah, I could see how that would affect
And
them.
important as well. Like, well, I am an integral part of this business developing and becoming
Right.
successful. I am, and putting your hand up and just admitting that,
Because
and
they
just
produce something.
yeah,
Now they have,
that's right.
yeah.
It's brilliant. You know,
Yep.
because I don't think any business in this day and age can survive online without people.
Right.
That's really as basic as it can be. Any business would really struggle to stay in business without people walking through the door. So yeah, our people who walk through the door, they've suddenly kind of gone, yep, we're important, and it is true. And together, like communally, we're strong. Like when we're all together and we've all got a big number, we are quite strong. We want to grow that number as well. You know, we want more people, Robin. We want bigger. We should have had maybe 1,200 by now, but we're not sure if there's that many people in BSV.
Yeah.
BSV, we always.
But they don't have to be in BSV. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd like to see you go to market, and figure out how to get to people like the normies, the people that aren't the newbies.
Well, this is why we do the white labels, you see, because we probably find more normies in the white label environment. We're thinking because you might have a load of normies that like Formula One, like Zach Weiner, your friends. Yeah, I'm good friends with Zach as well. He loves his Formula One, right? So him and I would use the Formula One version all the time.
And PBR, apparently, he was drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon last night. I'm like, who does that? Sorry.
No, he's really cool, Zach, and he's another one, Robin. He's a doer. You know, he's a complete and utter doer. He gets stuff done. And incidentally, Robin, he uses genuine retweets on a frequent basis because it's working really well for him in I Am Punicorns.
Nice. Okay, good.
You know, so he uses it on a daily basis. So yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. You've given me some really good food for thought as well this evening, everyone. So thanks to everyone for that as well. Good stuff.
Yep. What's up, Ted Rivera? There's two faces in here that I met in London, Ted and Nikki.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got JJ in the house as well. Hello, JJ, mate. You're right, JJ. Ted. I picked him up from the airport, you know, Ted. Robin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he comes to England, he was stranded. They left him. They were supposed to pick him up in a limousine. These film guys, Miramax Films or something like that. They were supposed to pick him up, and they got their days confused. I said, "Don't you worry, I'll be there in 20 minutes, Ted. I'll be there in 20 minutes." And I was, you know, I ran round, opened up the door for him. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun in London. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good one, wasn't it? It was a good one.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I know we're almost here at the top of the hour. I think we've had a wonderful conversation. And Nikki, I have another question for you, if that's all right. Yes.
Go for it.
Do you only receive 5% when you use genuine retweets to earn, or does that also apply when I pay to start jobs? In regards to the referral code.
Yeah, that's a good question. We've got another referral code for that, which you can have to introduce businesses to, which gets locked into a business's account when they put it in, right? But you have to get one of those codes from us, Brittany, because we could get you, say, a 5% discount code, right? That you could give to other businesses, but what we could also do on that 5% discount code is write you in a percentage as well that's silent. So every time that business uses the discount codes, they will see their percentage that you've promised them come off, but what they won't see is your little backhand payment, right? So that's the other incentive. So in the real world of things, yeah, imagine when I explain that to my friends who are into the stuff that we're into, and then they go, "Oh, I know that guy who does that, and I know that guy. Well, get him in. Here's your code." Right, so they, you know, if they get a really big one, they could be looking at getting payments all the time, all the time, and I'd be really happy for them as well.
Fantastic. Well, guys, I know we're coming up here at the end, and I don't want to have the room drag on too much. I want to offer the everybody that's left in the room the opportunity to maybe ask Nikki a question before we decide to go ahead and wrap things up. So if anybody has a question, feel free to raise your hand, and we'll get you up here.
Our space is limited to an hour now, Britt?
Yeah, we've been speaking for a whole hour now. Oh, Ted wants to say something. Welcome to the floor, Ted.
Those first scammers meetings were like 4 or 5 hours. They're not, are they limiting them now, or you just chose to do it for an hour?
Oh, I'm not a part. I'm not like associated with the scammers. Like
no, I'm just asking. Are you limited in the spaces feature to only do an hour?
No, we can keep going if you guys would like to.
No, I just wanted to learn. Sorry, Ted, please.
I was on my I was on my PC, and you don't have the love and the claps and the laughing. So I heard everything you said, Nikki, and I just had so much fun. It was so funny. It was so cool to meet you guys in person, and to have Nikki just take care of me from getting me there, getting me where I needed to go as a mate. You know, I mean, it's just a bond that I don't think will ever go away, and I owe him a big one. I know that. My Robin, obviously, we had a blast. That was a fun time.
At the gravity party.
Yeah. Oh, those parties. I mean, if you just find a corner of a party, it's a party over there.
But I think we had a conversation at the gravity party. That was a good one.
Yeah. They set up a pretty nice little spread. That was fun. That was cool.
Yeah, it was.
The question I would ask Nikki is, we were doing some testing today, and some people, there was still an issue with somebody getting on, but everybody pretty much gets on right now. So I think I'm really close to needing the genuine retweets. Where would one go? Is there YouTube videos, or is there an explainer or something I can research?
Honestly, Ted, man, I could teach you how to do it in literally the following 20 seconds.
All right, can I do something right now, or you want to show me, or what?
Well,
I think that would be so helpful.
Well, you can if you want, Ted. I mean, you can go to. Do you know how to grab the link to one of your own tweets?
Let me see. I'll go to my tweet here. I hope you guys don't mind. This is awesome.
No, do it, man. Let's do it. This will be fun.
I know, I'm I want people that don't know to learn how to do it, because it's very simple. But if it's a new concept for them,
so simple.
Okay, so my pinned tweet, I go to the 3 dots or something.
I think you go to the bottom right box on the right-hand side, and then you press copy link.
That's analytics. Hold on.
The 3 dots.
Oh, the arrow. Copy link to tweet. Got it.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Right. Now you've copied the link. Go to genuineretweets.com.
Okay, 1 second. I don't know if that's gonna work, because I think it grabbed.
Of course it will, mate.
Grab my tweet. So let me just do this one here. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one for her to help her promote her thing. I'm gonna go to genuineretweets.com.
That's correct.
genuineretweets.com.
And also, just so Brittany knows as well, because Brittany, you're well interested in these revenue streams, and thank you for all those comments. You've really got me thinking, by the way. But there's another revenue stream, Brittany. We have a moderation thing. So when this job comes through in a minute, I'll moderate it on my screen to make sure it's okay. And we've got about 15 moderators now all over the world, and whoever gets there first and moderates it gets 25 cents.
Nice.
Very cool.
I'm at the boost a tweet, and I'm pasting the link.
Wait,
that's it. And then just use the slider. Just use the slider, and you can do likes and comments. I would suggest something like maybe 25, 50 retweets, perhaps something like 75 to 100 likes to go with it, and then maybe 5 comments or something. It's up to you. I mean, I did one a moment ago for Brittany and I.
I just want to see it work, so I'll do what you said. I think I have that. That's a good day right there. Let me see. Order now.
It's a good day, exactly, mate. That's the thing. I use it all the time because it is good. It does work. You know, it's embarrassing because it's mine, but it bloody does work. You know.
So I guess my question is, I was all ready with my hand cash wallet to do something, but it says pay with PayPal. That's my only option right now?
No, because I don't think you've logged in. I don't think you've...
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Logged into Genuine Retweets?
Yeah, you have to sign in, man. You have to sign in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
If
then
you're
what is
paying,
it? What wallets does it connect to, Nikki?
So it'll be a hand cash one. But what will happen if you want to log into Ted at the first screen, right? I
okay.
forgot. It only shows you hand cash. If you
Yeah.
haven't logged in and you're just from the general public, right, and you
Yeah.
just want to do a quick job, then obviously you're going to have PayPal, right?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I really like
Yeah.
that, and I usually have money in my PayPal. But
Yeah, and it's cool. But if you want to log in, press the bottom, press the top bit where it says not the booster tweet. Press the
Bitcoin
button
and
on
money.
top. Yeah, yeah, and it'll ask you to log in with hand cash. It will
Okay.
connect you with
Okay.
hand cash.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
And then once you've connected in with hand cash, and then just do the same thing again, and then from there the hand cash button will connect, and you'll be able to pay with hand cash.
Right on. Here we
Nice.
go. Boom.
Yeah.
I like
And that's
this,
my
Nick.
development team. I've got to say, I'm very, very proud of my development team and the work they put in, because it's a beautiful looking site, and I'm very, very proud of what they've done. They hate me giving them praise, right? They hate it.
Huh?
Every time I give them praise, like they really have a go at me. And I'm like, guys, come on, no, you're fantastic, you know. They won't accept it. They're like, oh, leave us alone, you know, let us work.
Okay, now I'm going to ask the really ignorant question. So, like, I go on my hand cash and I have all these payments for genuine retweets, but I haven't done anything. How am I getting paid?
Yeah, what it is, Robin, because you've signed up for the site, you're receiving something that we invented called Durofications, right? So Durofications is our invention which pays people to receive notifications, because we don't believe in annoying people with notifications. We'd rather pay you to tell you that there's stuff to do.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So we're paying you to not annoy you.
Got you.
Because Bitcoin is just freaking awesome, and it can do shit like that. It can
Oh,
allow me to
every
take.
once in a while, like a payment
Yeah.
coming in, I'm like, I don't really know why I'm getting paid, but okay.
Exactly. you know, in years to come, though, I'm hoping we're going to look at those and go, "You are kidding me. You are, you know, is that how much? You know, was that $75? You know,
Right.
I'm hoping, Robin. I'm hoping. Hey, you know,
Yeah,
be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, be funny.
So I wanna, if I go retweet, because it said it can't be older than 3 days, because that helps for the
we've done on the new system. Yeah, because we've done that now. Yeah, because of the APIs. Yeah, so it's got to be a fairly recent one.
All right, I apologize. Give me one more second.
All right, man.
Carry on. Carry on.
Oh, Ted, man.
I like this. I like
it. Thank you, Ted. No, Ted, you'll love it, mate. And Ted, can I just say, while you're speaking, somebody did speak to us about a films version of our technology, using it for the films community and indie films or something like that. I can't remember what they said now. Indie film or something. So obviously there's a group of people on Twitter who are into their indie films, and he's saying, well, we all need help getting out there because we're struggling. And I'm saying, well, you know, you could have a group of people here that are all into your films, like myself and my friend Ted. Because the thing is, for everyone listening to this, right, we as we go on with these white labels, we're going to be letting you know, right? There's a guy that's doing one over here, because if you keep in touch, guys, and you manage to get in with all these white labels and you're doing all the jobs for all these people, I am telling you, you're going to make money, right? I'm telling you. And I'm telling you also, if you also begin to refer people and these white labels end up working, there'll come a time in 3 years' time where you'll be getting so many payments every day, you'll be trying to find me saying, Nicky, where's this guy? I love you, man. I love you, man. I'm telling you, guys. I'm telling you, right? I love saying stuff like that, and then it happens. In years to come, it happens, and then everyone goes, "Oh shit! I remember when you said that, Nick. I remember when you said I was going to be minted every day just for nothing." Yeah, it will. If you get 50, 60 people referred in, and you get businesses in, and do you know what? Let me summarise this by saying, with all the business models I see on Bitcoin, and I think Robin and Brittany, I'd like to get your opinions on this as well, right? With the business models I see on Bitcoin, the good ones like TDXP, right? I went in on liquidity on TDXP when it was 1,000% return. Yeah. So in other words, you get rewarded because the first round was 1,000%, the second round was 900%, and it went down on a scale. So whoever goes in first and puts in the most risk gets the most. So I only put down like 2 or 3 BSV or something like that. Yeah. So those 2, 3 or 3 BSV, no matter what, will turn into 30 BSV. No matter what I do, there's nothing I can now do to stop that process. But it's interesting how if you do get in first and you listen to the people and you hear their vision and you hear what they talk about, you get rewarded dramatically if you understand it. and you can trace that all the way back to the white paper and mining. You can trace it all the way back to that, because the people who understood mining the first, look at them now.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's funny, Bitcoin. I like it for that reason. It's it makes people sort of, in a way, makes them work to find out what's going on. You know.
Yeah.
Right, Ted, are we ready?
Pay with hand cash.
Go on, my man. Good luck. Pay with hand cash, he goes. Right, I'll wait for the
spending. I got to go to hand cash and increase my spending limit. This shit's...
Oh yeah. You got to do that. Yeah. And what is your hand cash, Ted? Because what I'll do, I'll add you in the background, so you don't need moderation either.
It's movie seals at hand cash.
Right, let me just do that before you place the order, because then you're right. So let's get you under the trusted hand cash. It's just movie seals, yeah.
Yeah.
Deals.
Seals. SEALS.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, where do I go to increase my money spending on?
Yeah, hand cash is a nightmare, mate. Hand cash is a nightmare. Just make it clear to everyone. This isn't our site. This is the hand cash one. Let me help you, Ted.
Okay.
Because I can never remember where to do that as well.
Right.
Account. I think you click in the balance bit. I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, it's go into account.
Okay.
And then go into BSVU. No. Hold on. Oh God, where was it?
It's got to be in settings. Nope.
Money. Oh, this is awful. This is what I mean. We're all hunting. Oh, no, it's in apps. Go into apps. Go into apps in the middle. You got money apps. Yeah. It's the one that you wouldn't expect it to be in, basically. Yeah. And then that's it. And then increase your spending limit. Then that's it, Ted. You'll be away then. You'll be away. You'll be able to use it whenever you like, for whatever you... And Ted, you can use it in arguments. You know, the other day I was in an argument. I thought, you know what? I'm going to silence this man with, 75 likes in his face. Yeah. So you can use it like that. People have used it to win competitions before. I used it to win a competition. I used it to win a competition that was worth something like one BSV or something. It said, whoever gets the most likes and retweets on this tweet will win one BSV. Yeah?
Yeah.
I just replied to the thing. I said, right, I'll have the money sent here. Thank you very much. I stuck it through a rocket on genuine retweets and we won.
Now, how does this work? Did these nuts just make some money for retweeting my tweet?
Yeah, so there's going to be people now that will see your information come through, and they're going to decide whether or not they want to share your stuff. So if they like your stuff, they will share it. If they don't like it, they won't share it. But the people that are sharing it, Ted, they care about you, because I've checked 1,600 accounts to make sure.
Right on. This is cool. I will. So now let's go back to the movie people, like saying, when you say white label, I just have this in my platform where people can just access this.
That's right.
Interface, and they can promote their projects out with this.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Ted, Ben and I will talk to you about a white label, because even though we've said 50 grand is the starting point, we use that as a negotiation purpose to see who is serious. Okay. But if we know the people from where we've known each other for a few years and stuff, i.e., you pick them up from Heathrow Airport and you have a nice little chit chat and stuff, yeah, then all of a sudden, fees get waived and things get talked about, and different deals get done. If we get passionate people in certain fields, like i.e., a movie producer like you, right, to run a movie version, you would be freaking delighted about that. Obviously, can you imagine?
Crazy.
Oh, mate, we make a lot of money as well, by the way.
We'll do it for the Citadel and the Blockchain Beach House here too.
Yeah, that's right. It's there for the taking.
I really think this is cool, man. And I told you I was going to come check it out. And now that I'm getting ready, I just need little tools like this to, start driving awareness, because, I heard the conversation when I first came in here about, we only have so many a thousand people, whatever. I got 1,000 people not on BSV wondering when I'm going to start and how they're going to get into my site and how they're going to do all these things. So it's going to be cool to be able to use tools like this to drive adoption into my space with people who aren't in BSV.
Yeah.
Right. And then go from there to say, here's a tool you could use, filmmaker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because
Well,
our ecosystem runs on BSV. Although we'll sell you a token for Ethereum or BTC, you'll be dropped the BSV token, and now that you're in the BSV
yeah,
ecosystem, you can use this to bring more BSVers with wallets over into your project. So I think it's amazing. I'm glad I stopped in. Always good to see you, Nick and Robin and Brittany. Nice meeting you, and enjoy what you're doing. And I've been in them scammer room meetings. You hold your own, girl. So yeah, I'm just listening. I'm just listening. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna check this out because I think people are retweeting it as we speak, and I think if what you've done is build in a compensation system where this money that is well spent right now goes to benefit many people, that's amazing, and that's what I think what's going to be the thing that really drives this, right?
Exactly.
Way cool.
Ted,
Brittany.
I was on the way to get some Red Bull there, mate. Yeah, you've absolutely understood it so well, mate. You've understood it like unbelievably well, Ted. I'm really, really happy. So you get it. We can use this technology to support the entire movie industry on social media. Thank you. That's exactly what it's there for. You get it. You get it, Ted. What a moment. You get it, my man. You get it. So maybe we should talk, Ted. Maybe we should... we've got to talk then, because we'd be really happy for someone like you to be running a movies version. Really happy.
Yeah, and we would definitely be a great use case, and we definitely promote this to the growing adopters that we're going to be bringing into the space, right?
Yeah.
They don't know anything about crypto
Exactly.
or Bitcoin or Ethereum. They're just here as artists trying to explure. And the reason you guys haven't seen me for the last year is because I've been out there, and I've been out there trying to grow a community of people who just want to access movies and want to do it in a way that isn't going to cost them $80 in gas to do it, right? And so we're just excited to see if I can really pull it off and bring these people from outside the community into our community to enjoy the real benefits of a working distributed ledger that's affordable, immutable, and fast. So I'm out there cheerleading. Appreciate you guys.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, Ted. And I've seen the work you've been doing, by the way. I've been watching you. I think it's quite a clever approach you've done there, really. Very clever and brave as well, Brave of you.
Oh, I've taken a lot of shit, man, but I don't care because at the end of the day, and I've always said this, content, the tools are cool, and tools like yours are some of the coolest. But I think if we get the content that people want, no matter what, then they have to come and they have to adopt and they have to start using these
I agree.
tools. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
You get a music video that launches on a platform, if it's a premiere and he's going to charge 20 cents or whatever they're going to charge, and they could start to market that out to our community. People don't understand who they are, where they are, but here's an opportunity to get people to drive right back, maybe purchase their NFTs, purchase the right to put their songs in a movie that they a little movie, or use it in a video to promote whatever they're promoting. We just want to start to finally create a space where the artists can come in and really fully take advantage of what this is doing as far as the real NFTs, functional NFTs, synchronization rights, co-production rights, outright sales. It's going to get fun. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Again, thanks for having me up. Appreciate it.
Well, Ted, we can support you with that, and just don't lose sight of the fact that there is a massive movies. When we looked into all this stuff, movies was one of the areas that kept cropping up, and like I say, there was already one chap who is interested. He was actually trying to secure movies as a because what some people are doing, Ted, they're trying to sort of buy an area. The people who get it, they're trying to say, well, if I give you this much money, can you just make sure under contracts that no one else can do this? And I remember there was one person who was doing that for films, you see. So I totally forgot about you, man, for some reason. But we must talk, Ted. We must talk because there's massive scope for movies. And what I like about movies, Ted, is it goes from grassroots movies, as in a group of kids at school messing around on a school project, all the way through to the very, very top film producers who are releasing a film, who want to do work with us, and they will say, well, stuff like, you know, this film's being released, Ted. We want you to cope with the social media. We need this many tweets on these 20 accounts. Can you cope with that? It can be working at that level as well, from the very grassroots to the very, very top, Ted. Is everyone still there? Have I killed him?
Yeah, no. I'm talking like I'm fucking talking into my fucking phone with nothing happening.
Put down the shrooms.
I blew it because I should have put her Twitter handle in the text of the new tweet, and she would have been going, "Dude, we're blowing up because we're blowing up right now." So
just added the comment. Comment on one and tag her.
Very cool, very cool. And I'm gonna use this, Nikki. I'm convinced that this is the easiest way to get the biggest word out, quickest, as far as our community is concerned. Right? It's a small community, and retweets have a lot of power when somebody who you don't really know but has an economic incentive to broadcast you to a larger audience. Yeah, I'm really into this, man. I'm really glad I stopped.
Thank you, Ted. And you know, credit to people like again, like I just want to give a shout out to people like Twitch, yeah, who, as I said before, Ted, I'm not necessarily good friends with these guys, but they see the value in it. They use it all the time because they know as well. They know what this service is because they're business people, right?
Yeah.
And there's a couple of other people like we would put in the same bracket as well that use it because it does work, right? This is for us, right? This ain't for me and Ben. Oh, you know, guys, help me. It's for Bitcoin, mate. It's for BSV, mate, right? Because we was getting bullied, Ted, right? I can't stand being bullied, mate. I hate it. And when I say bullied, I'm talking about BTC and all that lot, really. Yeah. Bro. I sort of take it personally, Ted. I know I shouldn't, but I say, don't bully me, mate. Don't bully me, mate. And then I start thinking, well, what can I do then to get online? And you, the culmination of all these things comes together, and you think that sorts it all out. Sorts it all out. That so Bitcoin can bring us all together with micropayments to be as strong as we want. In other words, and if your blockchain hasn't got micropayments, well, you can't do it. You can't do it then.
At the end of the day, what they're going to start seeing is they have a machine that can make rich people confident that their money's just going to sit there, but ain't shit else happening, and they're going to see this whole world explode on them. And because we started back in Korea, right, back in Toronto, right?
Yep.
You know, we have such a head start on everybody that when it does happen, those have put the work in, like you and hopefully me and the Twetchers and everybody else who's invested a lot of time and money into this process will benefit. If those Captain Bitcoin videos are even available that we used to talk in the first days, you'll hear me say that. You'll hear me say exactly that at some point the world's going to wake up and look, and all these companies that have believed and taken all the shit and taken all the fucking crap about scamming and this guy and that guy or whatever they did that hurt our feelings because we believe in the technology so bad, that we'll have our last laugh, and they'll have biscuits. They'll just have biscuits and each other.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Ted, I mean, look, that's really nice, mate, but they can come and compete with me all they want, yeah, and I want them to compete with me because I need some adrenaline in life, right? And I know their blockchains cannot compete with my blockchain, yeah, and I want to bring fear into this conversation as well because I want them as well. I'm after them as well, right? Because they cannot compete with our blockchain either, yeah. So if you're not in our blockchain, right, I will be using creativity and business to make nice things happen for everybody, and then one day everyone's going to realise, hey, he's using Bitcoin. Do you know that? Right. And that's when things will get interesting, Ted, because I have to talk about the white paper and the fact that we're using the white paper. Yeah. And I'm going to play stupid because that's the truth. Right. And I'm going to play stupid. I'll say, listen, the developers told me they're using the Bitcoin white paper, Satoshi Nakamoto. That's all I know. That's what we use. That's what we're telling everyone. The quicker we can do that in successful businesses and we can show people success, the better it will be for all of us, because the quicker those sorts of people will say, well, how can our business use it? What can we do with it? You know, how do we make more money with it? We have conversations like this on Clubhouse all the time. You know, I am not scared of any other blockchain. I'm not saying you are or any of us are. I'm just saying our protocol is stronger and better, in my opinion, miles stronger, miles better, and also miles stronger and better than the pound. So it's Christmas Day, then, isn't it?
Let me ask you, because this is happening right here. I'm getting close to what I paid for, right? And organically, just the nature of our community, there's a point where the economic incentive is lost, but people just want to promote and celebrate things are happening in our community, right? I mean, it continues after the initial pay to some extent. I wouldn't expect it to get all crazy, but I would just expect that the nature of people in this community and the willingness to share cool information, you get the initial boost with this payment, but then that organic after effect of people just participating in the Twitter sphere and promoting and retweeting cool stuff that they see. I really see this other level.
But Ted, can I just say, right? Do you know what is really important about what you said there? Yeah, is the 140 characters and how much TLC the business or person or individual is prepared to pay to those 140 characters. Because if you sit there and you think about sales in those 140 characters, you'll do yourself a much better service than you will do if you just think, well, I've got genuine retweets, so I'm going to put the numbers on and we'll see what happens. It won't really work. But the best ones understand how to use it. Like Rare Candy, again, I think that's Twitch. If you'd have seen their tweet copies, they're really good. And we're at the point now where there's people who pay me to write their tweets, right? They pay me $15 a tweet, yeah, to write the tweets for them, right? Because there's a certain skill to it, you know? There's a certain skill to selling on a tweet. So even when that time comes, we can sit down and have a chat, mate. I'm you know, there won't be no 15 quid of service for you because I think you'll quickly work it out. But I can at least have a chat with you about what I've learned, right?
No, we'll definitely talk, mate. I'm really happy for you. I'm happy for you because you were grinding without this technology, and now you have a tool, and now you got something that you built and something to be proud of for sure. From what I've seen, I commend you, Nick. Yeah, I'm happy for you, brother, because you are one of the dudes like me who do not code and that came into this space and created a place for themselves to use this technology for what it was meant to do. So right on, brother. Right on.
Oh, you're so nice, man. You're a gentleman. Yeah. Really kind.
And a smart business instead of fluff. Like 98% of the stuff out there is fluff. This is a legitimate business.
I'm gonna jump off, but I found my secret weapon, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin.
Nice to see your events on your results, Ted.
All right, guys. So Nikki, Robin, and everybody that has joined us, I really want to say a special thank you to you, Nikki, for joining us in the space and sharing your wealth of information and taking time out of your day to do this with us. And I can't thank you enough. But I do think it's time that we go ahead and close down here. Nikki, do you have any final thoughts, my friend?
Brittany, thank you. Right, thank you for everything. Yeah, it's well nice of you. You're a great host. Thank you to everyone who listened. It's nice to catch up with you, Robin, again.
Likewise.
Daniel, thank you. Thank you to everyone. I'll say to everyone else who's left in this room, if you want a Lamborghini, push people like myself forward. I will ram Lamborghinis in everyone's pockets because I am the man. I'm going to push a lot of money around here, guys. Give us a chance, me and Ben. Support us, and I'll tell you what, we'll bring home the money. I'm telling you. We will bring home the money. You know, thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Well, with that being said, y'all, I am gonna end the room. Nikki, Robin, everybody else in the room. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. We'll have to do another room very soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Later.
Daniel, I'm gonna try you on Clubhouse, mate. Speak to you in a minute, Dan. See you guys.
Bye.
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 Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Share this video with a friend, and also follow us on Twitter at BritneyBits.